Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. It seems that a lot of people on the radical left don't really have many brain cells at all because, as we know, people on the radical left believe really insane, crazy things that makes you wonder what in the world is going on upstairs. Is there anything really roaming around upstairs at all? Some of the ideas that people actually believe these days, they don't really do much research. It's become trendy to believe in certain things nowadays that people see on social media. And same thing goes for people on the extreme right. You know, you look at some people on the right and you think, goodness me, how in the world could you be that crazy on the right-hand side? And I mean, it's the same thing. They need to do their own research as well and come up with a middle ground. I think the middle ground people are the ones that are the most logical speaking, the ones that are really rational, the ones that can look at society and what's going on in society and actually look at both sides of things and make a conducive argument based on the opinions of both sides. And I think we're missing that in today's day and age. A lot of people seem to just go extremely far right or extremely far left. And a lot of the people on the far left are, wow, I'm just going, oh my goodness. Now, I saw this video that Dr. Jordan Peterson posted or reshared on his Twitter, and it fascinated me because it really goes to show you the absolute insanity and the trend that some people on the radical left will go ahead and believe anyway because of the very thing it is trendy. But when they are confronted with certain facts that they haven't really researched or didn't know anything about, it opens their eyes a little bit to, well, maybe I should have done a little bit of research before actually believing and going pro this instead. You know, it doesn't take much, if anything at all, to do a little bit of research instead of just going off of one particular source. I mean, they used to teach that in school, right? Don't just rely on Wikipedia. Don't just rely on one particular source or one primary source. You've got to have a mixture of quite a few primary sources as well as secondary sources if you want to go down that road too. I mean, that was taught to me in high school, as well as when you're debating, look at different sources, different opinions. What are people saying? It's okay to have a difference of opinion with somebody, but some people on the radical left, they couldn't be bothered. You know why? Because there's nothing going on upstairs, if anything at all. I really do truly believe that some people are just that stupid and that dumb. And I know it's unkind, more than likely, to say that sort of stuff, but people that go absolutely wild on TikTok and share these lunacy thoughts and everything else that I can't even make sense of, that goes to show you. That proves my point. It really does. So have a watch of this clip. So it's a cognitive dissonance for queers for Palestine supporter, right? It's like you have a radical leftist that supports, is pro-Palestine for 1 minute, and then is confronted with the actual reality of, like, this is a gay person questioning her about, you know what? I'm not pro-Palestine because I'm a gay man. I'm not, but this guy is the gay man, and he wouldn't be welcomed in Palestine. He would actually be killed for what he believes in. And then you just see the woman go, who's wearing a rainbow flag. And that is why the absurdity of this notion of queers of Palestine, because apparently they understand the plight of the Palestinian people. It's truly hysterical in many, many ways. It's like the left, the radical left, meet the left, and then the left eats the radical leftist. It's anyway, just have a watch of this clip, and then we'll talk about it after you've seen it.
Abroad in the Middle East with Israel and Palestine.
Would you say you're pro-Palestine or pro-Israel?
Pro-Palestine.
As a gay man, I would be punished and or put in prison or killed if I were openly gay in Palestine. How do you react to that?
I didn't know that. So
it is illegal to be gay in Palestine. You are punished by prison or death.
Israel?
No, Israel has gay pride. Israel is completely open to lesbian and gay people. Palestine puts them in prison or kills them. You weren't aware of that?
I was not aware of that, no. So that does pose an interesting aspect.
Have you seen the Queers for Palestine movement? It's a very common movement, but I don't see any Muslims for Queer movement.
Yes. That's where it gets gray, right? Like, that's where I feel
well,
like...
for me, it's not gray. I am fearful of Islam because there is no Islamic country on earth that embraces me as a gay man.
So, okay, so maybe I'm confused because Israel, which is still an Islam country, right?
No, Jewish.
Okay.
So Israel's Jewish, Palestinians are Islamic.
Okay.
It's a fair question, right? To ask somebody that is pro-Palestine and who's wearing a rainbow flag, being asked the question, I'm a gay man and I wouldn't be welcome. I would actually die in Palestine. How do you react to that? And the shock on this woman's face. I didn't know that. You know, a quick Google search would actually go to show you that that is the reality of it. You have a lot of these young kids on college campuses protesting and yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs that have got literally no idea why in the world they're protesting. When they are confronted with questions, they don't know nothing. They're literally stumped. And that is the problem with this whole trending, radicalized, ideological movement. It's like the cool, the trendy thing to do, and nobody actually knows what they're talking about or what they're actually protesting about. And that's problematic, if you ask me. Now, a person, I saw this the other day, went to a college campus, bunch of protesters, and asked some of the college students a couple of questions. So when you say from the river to the sea, do you know what river and what sea is connecting? Do you know which ones? They had no idea what the two rivers were, or the river and the sea. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Which ones are you exactly referring to? No idea. He told them. And the look on their face was complete shock and horror. Again, quick Google search would have helped you find the answer. But they couldn't be bothered doing that. It's just, okay, you're told this, you must believe it. That's not critical thinking, people. It's more a case of, I'm going to tell you what to think, not how to think. So Jordan Peterson actually says a study that Christine Brophy and I did in 2016 clearly and powerfully indicated that low verbal intelligence and being female was associated with woke authoritarianism. You have a lot of women that subscribe to the radical leftist movement. You have a lot of women now that are converting to Islam. Funny enough, a lot of them are pro-LGBT rainbow alphabet mafia. So that's interesting. How does that work exactly? Because they don't really know the actual religion. They're just converting to it because it is a, well, trendy thing at the time, and they want to be seen or virtue signal themselves to see as, you know, I am identifying with these people's pain, and so therefore I need to convert. No, you don't. You just need to think rationally and logically for once. It's not hard, but they're not taught that nowadays, people. It's absurd. So Jordan also goes, just saying, that was just before my university career imploded and such research became impossible to conduct. God only knows why it was necessary. And obviously he was talking about the videos, the video that I just showed you guys. So cognitive dissonance for queers for Palestine support. That's why it's so dumb. Queers for Palestine. There's a whole page on Instagram, Queers for Palestine, showing you daily updates on what the Queers for Palestine are up to. It's quite the page. Let me just say that. I find it actually hilarious how you've got a gay man dressed up as a woman in drag, questioning a woman in regards to what goes on in Israel, who actually, Israel celebrates Pride, is very open, very fluid in the sexuality, the pride movement. They have gay pride. They have everything that you could ever want in a leftist utopia. They've got it over there. But according to these radical leftists, like this woman, for example, she has got no idea about any of that because she's been blinded by hate, obviously, and blinded by a great deal of propaganda or by what she has been told. She hasn't gone, I wonder if there's another side to this. I wonder what this side of Israel is like. I wonder what the people of Israel are like. Nah. Let's forget about all them. But then when she's told, again, by a man dressed up in drag who happens to be a gay man, you know, this is what Israel allows. This is what Israel is about. Oh, I didn't think of that. That is so interesting. Thank you so much for telling me that. That is, wow. I'm shocked. Boom. I don't see any Muslims for queers movement. And gee, I wonder why that is. Any guesses as to why that is? Okay, let me tell you. Muslims don't agree with people being gay. And if you are in an Islamic country, you're not allowed to be gay. And if you are, you're ostracized, you're demonized. So guess what? Palestine is an Islamic place. It's an Islamic group of people. And guess what? They don't allow gay people. If you were gay or part of the LGBT whatever, you would be imprisoned or killed. You don't see any of those Muslims for queers movement. If you did, I would be shocked. I would literally be shocked and actually question whether or not they are Islamic or Muslim. But you won't. But you'll see queers for Palestine. Who's going to tell them? I wonder if we were to send all those people over there, wonder if they would get the shock of their life. I'm pretty sure they would. None of them would be left standing, to be honest with you. Lady going, that's why it's grey, right? No. It's not grey. It's black or white here, woman. And that's the problem with the radical leftist ideology. It's got to be in the grey. We've got to get the grey and we've got to produce that grey. And that's got to be now the forefront of all reality. We can't just go with black and white anymore. No. That's boring. We've got to go with the grey. The grey's more exciting. The grey's more uplifting, let's say, or the grey's more in your face, very much in your face. The black and white is done away with. But for a lot of people, like this gay man dressed up in drag, it's not great for him. It's black or white. You're either not for Palestine or you're for Israel. But these people are like, oh, no. I've got to be in the middle somewhere here. I gotta find the grey. It's a very hard thing for me right now because I want to support Palestine, but yes, I'm supportive of Palestine, but I'm also supportive of LGBTQ, but Palestine doesn't allow it. So where do I go? Interesting when you're confronted with that, isn't it? This woman thinks that Israel is a Muslim or Islamic country. No, lady. Again, a quick Google search. You have everything at your fingertips today. And that's another thing I don't get. People back in the day, they actually had to do some work in order to get the facts, in order to get knowledge. These days, it's at everyone's fingertips. They can do a quick Google search and learn things rather quickly, which I think has also been a rather downfall for a lot of people because it's made people stupid or dumber, I should say, or lazy as well. They're not willing to question things. A lot of the quick Google searches that you would do on Google, right, you're going to come up with a lot of the leftist articles. They're quite easy to find nowadays, and that's the fault of the mainstream media. The mainstream media has been just really terrible with producing a non-biased viewpoint, just telling the facts for facts' sake. No, you got to have a personal lean and personal bias nowadays, which again is a problem with people on the radical left. They more than likely would believe in what someone on the mainstream media has said rather than going and looking at what other people with a rational brain are actually talking about. So there you have it, my friends. I thought that I would do this video because it needs to be said that a lot of people on the radical left, they need to have their eyes opened. And the only way you're going to do that is with facts and with logic, and or using their own so-called argument against them and showing them the massive giant potholes that are within there. It's not hard to do that. You just unpack it a little bit and confront them with the truth. And guess what? The truth will hurt. It will hurt them, but that is in fact a good thing, because maybe, just maybe, they may start thinking for themselves. How about that? That would be a wonderful thing, wouldn't it? When people actually start thinking for themselves. Goodness me. Anyway, my friends, thank you all so much for watching. You take care, you be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.